Hi, I am Icy the Medium, also known as Icy Kendrick, and one video I realized I did not have on my computer was Uranus in Sagittarius, which is wild, right? Why is it wild? Because Uranus in Sagittarius is my generation. So of course I had to do it again. You know I did. Okay, let's get it started. So Uranus in Sagittarius started in the late 1981 to early 1988. This generation, this generational mission, this generation assignment will not come back around until 2083 to 2092. So hopefully we get it right. What are we here to do? We are here to progressively reform religion, education, and the legal system. That means, how do I say this? I'm trying not to look at my notes, but how do I say this? What does that mean that we came here to reform it? Well, a prime example. I was born a preacher's kid who was born to a preacher's kid, who was born to a preacher's kid, who was born to a preacher's kid. And as far back as I can remember, my people have been using their gifts in the church. So the story that I was told by the matriarchs in my family is that there was a period of time where one of our ancestors, and I'm trying to be careful because a lot of people they going through a lot of unnecessary debates and arguing about who the black people are, who the Native Americans are, and baby, we mixed, we so mixed. And how can I say this? Why? Because I've taken Ancestry.com. I've taken the 23andMe DNA test. I've taken the African Ancestry test. So yes, me personally, I am somebody that is both Native and African and American and a few other things. Maybe I get around to posting my chart because I got some Irish in there, I got some Welsh in there, I got some things in there. And people wonder how I have at least two cousins with red hair and freckles. Look, we mixed. We mixed, okay. I think the highest percentage of DNA that I actually have is it was tied at first. I think the highest is Nigeria, and then Congo, Congolese Congo, and then it goes from there. So as far as Native Americans, just to end the debate, as far as I'm concerned, I am, what to say? I have DNA and blood from the northern Native Americans and the southern Native Americans. I'm gonna just end it there. I ain't a part of that debate. So, Uranus in Sagittarius, you came here to change things. You came here to change and progress religion. You came to progress the way we educate everyone, the way we handle the legal system. And this is such a big time right now because right now here in North America, in the United States of America, we are having a presidential election this year. And why is this so important? Because my generation came here to change and reform the legal system. We have an opportunity to do that in the world. This, if you're thinking, oh, just in your state, you're thinking too small. If you're thinking just in the United States of North America, you're thinking too small. We're talking about globally. Globally, wherever you are, you're here to reform religion, education, and the legal system. This type of energy will not come back around until the generation of 2083 to 2092 are born, baby. We came here to progressively change this world. And so, if again, like I said, it's my generation because I was born January 30th, 1988 at 12:29 p.m. in Detroit, Michigan. You can, like I said, late 1981 to early 1988. Now, if you were born late 1988, your Uranus is in Capricorn, and I know I got that video posted. Go check it out. Let me know what you think. Comment below, like, share, and subscribe because one thing about my chart is I came here to help pioneer. So, since I came here to help pioneer, we about to do this. We about to do this. I'm not going to be on the other side like, yeah, I ain't do what I was supposed to do. Nope, that is not going to be me. That is not going to be me. Nope. So if your Uranus is in Sagittarius, look at the different ways you have taken on the beliefs of the generation before. Look and see, is it actually working for your life? Because if it's not, you're the ones to progressively change that, to help liberate more people from feeling so under laws and boundaries and just feeling like, oh my gosh, I have guilt, shame, and all these bad things that makes me a small person. That ain't what we came here to do. That is not what we came here to do. This is my generation. So that ain't what we came here to do. So one of the biggest things that I remember being taught within the Christian church was we wasn't allowed to look at other books. We were not allowed to look at other books, okay? If you looked at other books and you learned about other deities, they claim you were sinning because you trying to learn about other gods and you ain't supposed to be doing that. Look, I'm not gonna make this video long, but I will say this: I was born and raised in a very, very, very heavy Christian church family. Like that was our culture, that was our belief, that was our way of life. So that being said, to progress, what have I done? I learned that the normal Bible that we have been using within the Christian church, if you were raised holiness or hell, if you were raised Pentecostal, our Christian Bible only has 66 books in it. Why? Because the Council of Nicaea, right? They decided to change, and they did their own, gotta be careful, way of divination to decide which books were actually inspired by God, and they limited to only 66 books for the Holiness or Hell movement. What did they take out? So one of the things that I did is I learned about the Catholic Bible, Catholicism. Why does the Catholic Bible have more books in it than the 66 books? Well, they include I believe they include the Apocrypha, which Pentecostal Christians, did you know that in the Apocrypha it tells us that the prophets, laymen, people were able to hold the elders responsible who were abusing people? There's a story specifically where a woman was taking a bath outside, and two of the elders, church elders, came up to her and said, "Have sex with us or we'll lie and tell everyone that we saw you having sex with some random man out here in the open." She said, "I'm not going to do that. And if you do that, you're men of God. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to uphold righteousness. You're supposed to do what is right for people." Well, if you read more, eventually this is how I think the prophet Daniel, I believe, it's been a minute since I read the Apocrypha, but I think the prophet Daniel, that's how he got his start. He started to interact with God, and God gave him a way to reveal that these elders in the church were lying, trying to use their position and power to abuse this young woman. So, anyway, if you were born in the generation of late 1981 to early 1988, you came here to progressively change religion, the education system, and the legal system wherever you are. Okay? And then on top of that, look, I know I was about to stop. But then on top of that, if you look at the Ethiopian Bible, they got more books than the Catholic Church. Now, I have not yet got my hands on the Ethiopian Bible, but baby, it's coming. It is coming. And let me tell you why it's coming. Because they include, okay, the Ethiopian Bible includes the books that pertain to the afterlife. The Ethiopian Bible has books that pertain to interacting with the spirits on the other side. I'm going to get that book. It is their Bible. I'm going to get me a copy. So learn. Sagittarius energy for our generation is about exploring the culture. It's about exploring and learning what actually works for us, not being too afraid to just be like the generation before us who've been sitting in church 30, 40, 50 years doing the same thing, not growing, not seeing any healthy, progressive change in their life. We not them. We came here to explore. We came here to learn. We came here to see what actually would work best for the world and expand that. That's the religious part. When it comes to education, what did I do? For the most part, I homeschooled my children. Why? I started to realize that regular school didn't even work for me. So if you notice, like, hey, I'm a Uranus and Sagittarius, and regular school, like, I mostly felt like, why was I there? Until I started doing things that was more active, that was more exploratory, that was more, oh my gosh. Anyway, so this led me to homeschool my children for most of their life. This got me to the point of when I began to homeschool my children, of course I was scared, I was afraid, and of course a lot of people told me, you effing up your kids. I was afraid. I was like, I am not trying to F up my kids. I want to do what is right for them, what is best for them. And so what I learned is through homeschooling, there are so many variations of homeschooling. And I haven't even made any homeschool videos. Maybe I will in the future. But what I did was learn learning styles. Then I started to, me and my kids started to play around with, okay, which way do you learn the best? What works for you the best? What subjects interest you the most? Like, it was different, okay? Legal system. I'm not yet ready to talk about how the legal system has affected my life, but I will get there. I can say that as far as Kamala Harris, laws that she changed has benefited my family. My family that I didn't even realize until I started doing these generational videos. I was like, wait a minute. She came here and changed some laws as governor. No, what was she was first like a prosecuting attorney um, in the early stages of her career, but she reformed the legal system that it would benefit people of color. It would benefit us. So instead of people just, oh, they said you did a violent crime. A violent crime in our country could be punching somebody. It can be small things, okay? Small things. And I have no idea how pedophiles and rapists can go to jail for very small amounts of time if they're a certain color. But if you are a person of color and you do something like you get into a fight outside, they give you 20, 30 years in jail. Not pedophiles and rapists. Oh, you was fighting outside. No. Kamala Harris actually came and changed that law and made it so that if they did have uh, a violent offense, say you got caught fighting outside, after your trial, if it was determined that you caused serious harm to someone, you'll get a year of jail. And then they try to reform you and educate you and get you started on the right track. You're not just in jail for 30 years of your life. You get a chance to become who you were supposed to be. Educate yourself. Maybe you were not born in the right place to get the right education that you needed. Kamala Harris changed that. So for any of you that's like, oh, well, she ain't did nothing for black people, baby, I'm a black woman right here telling you, yes, she did. And it directly affected me. Directly. Not that I was the person that was going to go to jail for that long. No, my family, people in my family. So it directly affected me. Kamala Harris for president. I don't care who don't like it. My generation came here to change things. Let's get to work. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. And if you are excited and fired up about what we came here to do, knowing that the Sagittarius energy brings that fire anyway, we are Uranus in Sagittarius. Comment below and tell me your thoughts.